Dude.
Hola, all rise. Order in the court. I guess the kids are up, huh? Wow.
They said he was 19, so I wouldn't say
Oh.
that was a child, perhaps. He's
Not
he's
only,
right there. She's saying right at the line. It's just you're becoming an adult. Now you're still a kid. Now an adult.
Not only a 19-year-old, but also a male.
Oh yeah, he's yeah, you just thought it was a flat-chested girl. Nope. Just a young man.
Just
making his way in the world today. It takes everything he's got, Creed. TPO Tuesday. As you can see, the TPO Express has left the station, ready to board anyone and everyone.
Well, ready to jump into it. Any backstory what we got today?
So basically, from my understanding, this lady is trying to get a TPO against her daughter's boyfriend. That's my understanding of the relationship that we have on tap. So judge is going to be giving some instructions, asking some questions, and that kind of stuff.
Good to see everybody. Hope you're ready for some yesterday was so odd.
Oh man, yesterday was weird. There was a lot of comments. People were like, he stole the door to the chicken coop. Pay attention, Kratos.
I don't pay attention. I said that I wanted to see about the theft. I didn't hear him say that, but anyways, I tried. All right. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't set a tone for the rest of the week. Yesterday's court, but we'll see. Let's jump over and get into it.
So this is case number 23PO 3943, Iris Hunter versus Antonio Cooper. I understand you all had a chance to speak with the facilitator from the Women's Resource Center and you are unable to reach a consent agreement. I appreciate you giving it a shot. And now we're just going to proceed with the hearing. I'm going to hear some testimony from you all. I will swear you both in, but I want to let you know how the hearing is going to go. So first, we're going to start.
Did she just get done with her OnlyFans, and that's why she's now sitting like that?
I was just thinking about how seductive she is staring into my eyes.
Evidence or threats of acts of
got one on the bed and one behind the wheel.
I will give the respondent a chance to ask questions through me. You'll be able to say, "Can you ask?"
Pretend I'm Whoopi Goldberg in the movie Ghost. Ask the questions through me.
You don't have to ask her any questions. You will have a chance to testify. And so you will be able to testify as to that. Whatever you want to talk about related to these allegations after her testimony. And I'll do the same thing when I'll give Ms. Hunter an opportunity to ask questions through me. And then after I hear from you all, I'll decide whether there has been evidence that acts have occurred by preponderance of the evidence and that there is a reasonable likelihood that this is needed to prevent acts in the future. All right. I'm going to ask that while one person is testifying, the other one does not interrupt, doesn't make faces, doesn't shake their head, roll their eyes. We're on Zoom. We're all right in each other's face. Let's keep our faces straight and let's be respectful. Okay.
Bone check.
And I'm going to ask you to stay muted if you are not testifying. Okay. Before we get started, Mr. Ellis, did you need me?
No, Judge. I was just finishing up with the other respondent. I will send you something in chat that just I need to let you know.
Oh,
nothing
You're hot.
Okay, thank you.
Your seductive eyes are drawing me in once again, Judge.
All right. Let's see. If you can both unmute and raise your right hand.
Pretty smooth move to wear, if that's his record company.
This will be the truth, the whole truth.
Bone check money.
Under penalty of perjury. Miss Hunter?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And Mr. Cooper?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down as well. All right, you can go ahead and mute again, Mr. Cooper. I'm going to start with Miss Hunter.
Hanging
with. You know what? I need to pull your case back up. I had it pulled up, and then we had the difficulty with the audio. So let me do that, and I'll tell you, both of you. If you see me looking around as I'm doing right now, it's because I have another monitor.
How long
that
till
has
he
the
starts driving?
filings in the case.
I
and
hope
also
right
will be
away.
looking down and taking notes. So if I seem distracted, that is what I'm doing. Okay. Let me see here. Let me get the petition.
Ooh, mystic
Now I need to ask
lady.
both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all? Do you have any witnesses in the
Smoking,
room with
by
you
the
right
way.
now?
No.
Okay, Mr. Cooper, who is your witness?
Dacia Hunter.
Okay. While you are testifying, is there a way for you to not be right next to Miss Hunter? Or you can have her testify first, I suppose. I just need to make sure that, people aren't telling each other what to say and all of that.
Yes, ma'am. If because I'm at work, I took off Tuesday and dedicated that time to the court hearings. But I couldn't miss today.
That's fine.
So
We have to get going on this then, right?
Couldn't miss the
Yes,
day.
ma'am.
All right, so let's get started.
Miss a day, miss a
Go ahead
lot.
and mute. All right, Miss Hunter, go ahead and tell me what happened.
Well,
No, I'm sorry. Let me ask a few more things here. I'm sorry, it's already been a long day.
Telling
What
us.
is your relationship with Mr. Cooper? How do you know him?
he's my daughter's boyfriend.
Okay, and have you all ever lived together?
He moved in with her, with us.
Okay, is it your home?
It's me and my daughters.
Okay,
Is it really?
are you all renting or do you own it?
We rent.
Okay.
No, then it doesn't
All right,
belong
so
to either
he
one of you.
moved into your house, you and your daughter's house.
Is
and when
that
was
something?
3 years
Own
ago.
check monopoly.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
Googling
look at
it
it.
now.
all right.
Okay, go ahead.
And
Maybe that's
Did
where he's
you,
working.
does your daughter and Mr. Cooper have any children together?
Yes.
How many?
1,
Okay, how old is that child?
3.
Does the child live there as well?
Yes.
Artist management.
Now, is Mr. Cooper out of the home at this time because of this TPO?
Yes.
Okay. And when
Record
he was
label.
served
Mom's looks mean. I'm not
on
gonna
the
lie.
27th of April, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have
Purple
we'll get
day,
to
by
that
the
in a
way.
moment. Go ahead and tell me why you filed this petition in the first place, please.
I filed it because I
Says
have
her.
cancer and I had to stop my cancer
Oh no.
because
She had to stop cancer.
I had chemo one day. He came kicking the door in, saying he was drunk as always. He came in, kicked the door in on me and my grandson.
What do you mean the door? Was it the front door or your personal bedroom?
No, my grandson's bedroom. And he started. I had a mask on because I had just had chemo, and my doctor told me that my levels would be down, and I couldn't be around everybody without having a mask on. And it was triggering my asthma. I was taking a breathing treatment, and I had laid down. He kicked the door in, telling me I need to cover my mouth. Mind you, I had a mask on, and he's real drunk. So he's talking to me like I'm a child, calling me out my name in front of my grandson.
A little bitch.
And I'm trying to defend myself because I could see the aggression, because when you're drunk and belligerent, you act real aggressive, and he was acting aggressive toward me. So I told him.
What was he doing? How close was he to you?
We were about this close. He kept moving toward me.
Man.
And I told him, if you touch me, I'm going to bless your soul, which I was saying that as in the defense mode.
Hold on, Creed.
That's
a new one.
Is that bad? That actually sounds good, no?
He kept moving towards me. I told him, I'm going to bless your soul.
I mean, we are talking about a person that has stopped cancer.
She's like, look, because of him, I had to stop cancer.
Right.
If anyone in the chat has an idea, it's a miracle. It really is. Has an idea what that means to bless someone's soul. I mean, you're going to like injure them or hurt them? Or
I guess so. Again, if somebody walks in and says, "I want to bless your soul," that's not I don't think bad.
By the way, we can send this guy to your house, Mr. Cooper. We'll come to your house and stop cancer.
Keep him at bay. And he kept coming and kept coming. And my son heard it.
Who's your son? Is this not
He
your
doesn't live, he doesn't live here anymore.
Okay.
He lives in California.
Mm.
And my son heard it and came in the room. He tried to stop. I started recording while he was doing the aggression. He tried to grabbed my daughter's phone and started recording. But he still was calling me bitches and hoes on this live, which my whole family saw the whole live. I sent you videos.
Oh, videos.
And him and my son was trying to calm it down and telling him and me both, we're both going too far, arguing. So he jumps into my son's face and started talking down to my son. So my son hit him.
Oh,
mind you, I'm still videoing this and I still have the video. I never dropped the camera. And him and my son fell on my grandson. I'm still recording this. I have the video. And I tried to grab to separate. I'm still recording with one hand and holding him with the other hand so him and my son could separate. So my son leaves. I'm trying to comfort my other grandson and tell him, ask him if he's okay. Why are you talking to him? So he's back aggressive on me again. So I'm standing there. He's telling me to get out. I'm like, you get out. You're not on here on the lease. He's drunk. He goes outside. He's out there on the phone talking big and bad. So mind you, I let that go. It moves on where he's constantly getting drunk every day. He gets aggressive and he's walking through the hallway telling his son that I don't love him.
Jules, thank you. Hallelujah.
he don't love you.
I don't love you. I really do hope that we get to see
Grandma don't love you. Like,
she didn't say how old the
can't be very old though.
But I'm understanding this right. Her son fell down on the grandson, or this
the fight. You know, have you seen one of those cartoons where people are fighting? It looks like a dust cloud and they're just moving around. That's what happened here. The kid got sucked up into the dust cloud of the fighting, but it seems like he was okay, so that's good.
Just like every great cartoon.
I love white people.
What?
Because my grandson is mixed.
Oh.
So he's telling him that I only
not only the C card, but now we're working in the racist card too. The racist
Grandma only likes white people.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Love my other grandson. So I'm like, what the heck? So then him and the neighbor got into it. Come to find out, he has a gun now. During the drunkenness, you know how drunk people get when they have guns.
Oh,
he pulled a gun on my neighbor, her and her 17-year-old daughter. I'm like, I can't be with that. So I had to stop my chemo because I got to be strong enough if he comes and kicks in that door again.
Thank you,
and now he has a gun.
Grandma's getting the workout.
So now I have to be on defense. I don't leave my room. I was staying in the room with my grandson because I was taking chemo and they wanted somebody around me to be able to look at me. So I couldn't do that no longer, knowing he kicks indoors. So I have to be on my P's and Q's. I stopped going to chemo. And now I'm calling my doctor because I had to start going back because my body started going back numb again. They're talking my cancer is spreading again. I stopped chemo because of him being an alcoholic, and now he has a gun. I don't leave this room on the weekend. I don't eat at all because he's here and he's drunk from the time he get off until 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'll say this: if you feel like a prisoner in your own home, that's
well. I don't know about a prisoner, but she's definitely a prison guard. She is guarding that room within an inch of her life. Nothing's going to happen. She's got choppers up. She's got dogs outside. She's setting off sirens if she has to. I mean, grandma is making sure nothing happens to that grandbaby.
By the way, since you're not so sick anymore, do you have any more of those lozenges? Because Judge needs some with the.
She's sick, slightly, a little sick.
Morning, so I don't get to leave my room. I'm paying rent in a place that I have to be a captive in one room. He's telling everybody that he pays the bills in here. I had to show the rent lady. He's telling the world he pays all the bills in this house, and she's asking me who he is because the rent is the money is coming from the chemo foundation now, and it has my name on it. It has Iris Hunter. It does not have his, but he's telling the world that he pays the bills.
Miss Hunter, has he ever threatened you with the gun?
No, but he's aggressively I sent you a video. My cousin sent me the video.
We'll look at them in a minute in the exhibit you have. But he's not. He's did it on camera. He's on a camera saying he wants to click, and he's going to make his son.
Quick question. So interesting that she had asked that because she did bring up the fact about thinking that that's like the next thing that he's going to do is bring in a pew-pew. Remember, she said that.
Well, yeah, and he has one. Obviously, he's brandished it towards the neighbor during a drunken rage. But and I haven't heard anything about the police, by the way. Typically, somebody brandishes a weapon at you, you call the law. I mean,
somebody busts down your door and comes at you and gets in your face. I believe she said about right here.
Yeah, you're fighting with the lady's son across the house.
Right. As a judge, though, I believe that it would make some difference if he's never brought it in and actually, you know what I mean? Like words are a little bit different than actually doing that. So I like that she had asked that there to kind of clarify.
So he hasn't brought it to her. Is her daughter going to testify against this guy? I wonder.
A lot of people said that in the comments too. I'd like to see. Yeah, I think that would be ideal. But anyways, let's say hallelujah to Deborah real quick. Thank you.
Bang, baby, bang.
And back to it.
Put his son in foster care while he goes to jail.
Ooh.
And when somebody says that, what are you going to jail for? And you're talking about your clicking.
When was
that means that means you're trying to say you're
that, ma'am.
I don't know the dates on the video I sent you.
Okay. Let's look at the exhibits, please.
Let's do that. We get to see him, I hope.
All right. Oh, yeah. In this courtroom, we always do. They don't look at them ahead of time here.
All right. It looks like there are several things in here. Are they all videos, ma'am?
Yes, there's videos and there's a picture where he gets so drunk he falls down the steps and pass out. My daughter is calling the ambulance.
Ambulance.
That's right. Get
Come
ready.
rescue squads around here.
Did he have a hot pot of beans with him when he fell down the stairs? Or?
Bruh, I swear to God, if I were Thanos, I would fucking.
Can we pause this for a second?
You would what?
Y'all might not be.
So, where are you getting these videos from? Are they?
My cousin recorded these videos that he posted and sent them to me. I was laying in the bed sleep while he was in the next room talking about me.
So where was he posting these? What social media? Do you know?
Mystery Science Theater.
I'm not for sure. I can call her and ask her.
Can you?
Is this? Do you recognize his voice?
Yes.
Okay. Did you Is this video that you uploaded? Did you delete it or edit it in any way? Did you edit it in any way?
You can't, she had to send it in pieces.
I sent it to Industrial Light
Because
and Magic. Does that count?
It's different pieces.
Okay.
What's
All
up,
right.
JG?
Okay, Mr. Cooper, can you unmute for a second?
Yeah, I was wondering if that's allowed. I guess it is.
I mean, do you know what this is? You don't have to respond to it. I'm just asking. I want to make sure you understand what this is.
Does that say an error occurred while?
Okay. All right. Do you have any objection to it coming into evidence?
It did. Yeah, it does.
No. Not at all.
Okay. All right. We can go ahead. You can mute yourself again and we'll go ahead with the video. Thank
This
you.
is some of my Thanos fan fiction, Your Honor.
This it. Y'all can hear it. I will. Half y'all niggas will be gone. If I'm still here, I will. Y'all hear that shit? Let me have that Infinity Gauntlet in my motherfucking hands. I will.
Is that
okay? For those of you that have never seen the whole Thanos Avengers movies type deal, okay. He wears the Infinity Gauntlet on his hand, and then he snaps his fingers, and half of the world's population, or actually the universe, the galaxy, whatever you want to call it, everybody disappears. Half of the world disappears. Everybody disappears. And he snaps his fingers like that.
I don't know if he's drunk, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's sober during any of that. But allegedly, that's just my guess.
Or he's just a huge mark for Thanos.
That's entirely possible.
Get rid of all you motherfuckers. Bitch ass niggas.
Me too?
I never.
Right, let's go on to the next one, please.
I don't know if that really proves a whole lot in this.
I mean, call me on my name, but that's all right.
But I still.
That's terrible. What I thought. I was going to ask that clicking.
I thought so too for a second, but then when he mentioned Thanos, I was like, oh, well, I know what he's talking about. He's snapping his fingers.
Thank you, Lola.
Lola.
Snap my fucking fingers. Get rid of all you motherfuckers, you bitch.
Well.
A little bitch.
Unbelievable the way.
Yeah, like that's not directed.
Right. You doing too much. You confrontational. You argumentative.
He might be a little messed up in this video. Just
he's slightly. I thought he had a huge giant in his hand, but I think he's eating with a plastic utensil.
You caused the problem. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that the kids are running around in the background too. That's
he's editorializing, Creed. This is very important. He's leaving this for posterity reasons. Again, he hasn't said her name.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. See, it's not directed to her necessarily. So I don't know. Like I understand like half the population or whatever, but it's not. If he was not saying her name, I think that's well, we'll see.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, he's got a dirty mouth.
Wonder what he was eating.
Barbecue.
Flush a thank you for $2.
What did he just?
He's also a big fan of horror as well.
3943 Iris Hunter versus
that
Antonio.
was give me a
that
second.
was quite the rewind, Creed.
All the way back.
Creed wanted to hear it so badly.
Yeah, I wanted the whole thing over again.
It does look like barbecue.
If somebody sent that to me, by the way, I would be very fearful. Very quickly, sidetracks. It's around lunchtime for a lot of people. I just had something that I was actually pleasantly surprised with. It was made by the Cup of Noodles group. Stir fry. It's Cup of Noodles stir fry, and it was hot garlic hot garlic buttery chicken flavor or hot garlic. But I didn't realize it when I got it. They have 6 peppers and it was 4 peppers hot, and it wasn't too bad, but it was very good. If you see that at your local Dollar General, feel free to pick it up. I believe it was $1.20.
Sounds good. Sounds
no,
amazing.
exactly. It really was. It was a cup of noodles, but like, just a little bit.
It was elevated.
Yeah, it really was. I was just surprised because I thought it was going to be just disgusting.
He thought it's hilarious. This guy's, he's a content creator. Young guy. Oh,
here it is with the stairs. Okay.
Character work.
I mean,
What is this picture of Miss Hunter?
That's a nice.
That's him. That's how drunk he gets.
He's
And
obviously
he
got a drinking
doesn't
problem.
know.
All right, if you guys keep this up, I'm gonna have to go back and look. No. Bud's not the only one to ask that, though. Did it look like it was?
All the
Mikey
spoons
said
might
it
have
was
been
barbecue.
dirty. I say it was barbecue, baby.
Maybe
Mac
some
and
of the
cheese,
best mac and cheese there is, the Cheetos brand.
He doesn't have any control. And just think, with a gun, that's why I don't leave my room. That's why I stopped chemo right there.
I don't understand the stop.
Because I have to live with that.
Not you, ragged
All right,
monkey.
any other exhibits, ma'am? Is that all?
No, I couldn't get all the videos to upload. They kept saying it was too big.
Okay.
That's a good problem to have.
Wow.
Hang on a second.
Well, so far,
I'm not assuming this man uses the drugs.
My doctor had a letter, but I didn't get it in time today to state that I need to get back to my chemo because my body is going back numb again.
Chuck.
Yeah,
Good to see you, Chuck.
sure. Okay.
So,
all right.
And plus they're trying to get me out of this apartment. They told me I'll be out of here by June 24th. So I'm rushing, that's why I need
I missed it because I don't listen to every single word because I'm over here doing a couple other things. But did she say that her name was not on the lease? Did you hear that?
His name is not on the lease.
His name is not on the lease.
She said her and her daughter are on there together. So,
with a plastic fork, though, Flusha? And Bud, that's a mighty fine question. We tend to wonder that as well.
Haven't heard anything about the law.
need this until I can get out of here so I can stay on my chemo and still have them move me out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a reason to stop
All right.
chemo.
And have you discussed any of this with your daughter about?
She does. My daughter's mindset is whatever he wants.
Okay.
Whatever he says.
So he's got her.
All right.
Around his finger.
Mr. Cooper, do you have any? You can unmute. Do you have any questions you want me to ask? Well, let me ask. I need to ask a couple questions first.
I'll try.
I'll let you. Let me know if you have any you want me to.
I've never stepped outside of the regular, roasted pork or chicken,
the safe bets.
So it's an interesting time in this case because now we're going to hear his side, and this has happened before, where all of a sudden, we're really leaning on one side, and all of a sudden people start speaking, and it's like, oh, wait a minute,
Take us the whole different direction.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with what he's got to say.
That's perfect. I just want to make sure I am clear, Miss Hunter. Has Mr. Cooper ever put his hands on you?
No, he's only acted. I told the guy he only acts aggressively when he gets drunk.
Who's the guy?
Okay.
And I had to keep him at bay.
She hasn't said.
Okay.
With a
How
stick.
many times would you say he's gotten up in your face? Like that one day you were telling me about.
It's been more than that time. He was downstairs trying to jump over my daughter to get to my son one time, and then he told me that he would knock me out. He he got aggressive then. It's
And I said,
drunk. When he gets drunk,
Ma'am,
he
when
thinks
That's not what she asked, though. She asked, did he really ever lay hands on you? I believe
He's never touched her. I mean, that seems pretty obvious.
Because again, I mean, there is certainly some harassment there, but I mean, you are able to like call people names and threaten certain things here and there with some leniency, but
slight reason. Mm-hmm.
Hey, he was going to knock you out.
I can look on the date. I can tell you what date it was.
Arles,
I'm gonna knock you out on June 5th. So be ready.
The stopping all the chemo stuff though,
it's almost like she's telling the judge, look, if you don't do something, I'm gonna end up dying because of this guy.
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
gonna be on you.
And I do want to say it's not that we don't believe it or not. I'm just saying it's a good play. Let's just say that if you're in court and you use that as an excuse, it's a good play. Whether it's real or not, and certainly my sympathies if she's dealing with all that. But it's a good it's a good play in court. Let's just say that. Yeah, that's
my daughter's birthday. They had went out. It was the night, February the 7th of last year. Mm-hmm. That was the first time he had went out with her and got real drunk. He lost his money. I had put the kids to sleep.
That's okay. So I just need to know the specifics about any threats of violence to you.
Yeah, he threatened me because I said he acted like her father. I put her father out because he was a drunk. So he got mad and told me that the reason why he would have left me too, because
Ma'am, I need to know about.
She just doesn't like him, and they just hate each other.
He has threatened me. He told me he would hit me. He told me that we had gotten to the argument. I told him he keeps pulling my daughter over. He was pushing her around trying to get to my son. My son was not moving. I told him he better stop pushing her around. He told me he would do me. I told him to try it. I had somebody on the phone listening too.
He's going to do her?
I told him he could do me, and he's going to try it.
While we're thinking about that, let's also think about Creed. Can you tell more sad stories about your food? Because when you do so, people like Lisa say, "Oh, I feel bad about these guys eating ramen." 100 bones for the food fun, baby.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, we will order actual food this evening, and Emily, who can't even bend over, she hurts so bad.
And Creed's asked her to, so I mean,
I know Creed is not. But listen, Grandma might have asked him. I mean, she said he could have it.
You want to do me
to the whole?
Thank you.
Thank you. I will golf for Lisa for the blessings.
Conversation. And he kept saying what he would do. And I told him if he tried it, I would bury him.
Oh my God! She returned the threat with a threat.
He said that he would hit
me. All right,
me.
So that one's a little bit more clear than the other one, right? We know what that means at least.
I told him, I said, you come at me, son. Let me let you know. I'm going to bury you up to your neck. I'm going to get out the lawnmower. Then I'm going to run over your head. Then I'm going to dig up your body, and then I'm going to throw it in the river. But that's all I said.
I'm a little on the fence about that. Well, I'm not 100% sure if she's. I mean, the fact that again, staying in her room and saying that she's not eating, I'm not sold 100% yet.
He said that
still want to hear
if he would have been my kid's father, he would have whooped me a long time ago. And the only reason why we didn't get to tussling because I kept my son at bay because my grandkids were upstairs.
That's fine.
And
that's okay, ma'am.
My daughter kept holding him because he kept lunging at us.
Okay.
And he was so drunk for no reason. I was in the bed sleep. Yes. I was in the bed sleep at the time when they came in.
Ma'am, I cannot hear the
I
details.
apologize ahead of time for Mikey and skipping your comments, Pamela. I have no control of that.
I'm sorry,
but that one made it. So
Details
my
about
name in
every
it.
argument. Unfortunately, I
Okay.
have so many hearings
made it.
today. That's why I'm trying to kind of get to the point of any threats of physical violence that he's made to you, or any time he's actually put his
Oh
hands
yeah,
on you.
he's called me bitch. This bitch that.
Not name calling. Not name
Oh,
calling.
okay.
Threats of physical violence. This is a family violence protective order, and it's to keep.
Oh yeah, he's told me what he'd do to me. That's why I told you.
point. She did say that she would have fought him if
Yeah, she's so scared, but she's talking about she's gonna put him 6 feet under and all this other stuff. And I'd like to see you try. And I really starting to think that this is a two-way street of just
Little bitch.
battling back and forth. Yeah,
I
hornet's
agree.
nest.
And you know, I guess one of my telltale signs is when somebody is maybe not lying, but going above and beyond what they need to do, and then going like way out the left field or right field to prove a point, usually means what?
See, the thing with her saying about the chemo and I had to quit because of him, that is where I'm thinking to myself, she's looking for sympathy, but at the same time, she's coming off real hard.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that I mean, unless we do get to hear from the daughter, I'm guessing that the daughter kind of, to me, would be a POS with letting any of this really continue. And
but again, she says she's whooped by the man, de-whooped.
Like Mayor?
He's de-whooped too.
I had to tell him if he did touch me, if you touch me, I will bury you.
Okay, back in when you filed this
again, she's so scared, but she says she's gonna bury the man.
And admitted that she would be fighting.
Oh, I could send you that video of the fight, of that argument. I still have that. I forgot about
those videos that she said in that we saw. I mean, he's blasting and saying stupid shit, but
none of it is directed towards her or in any way really threatening.
But she set him up kind of like she set up the videos.
Yeah, he's over in the other room. You're recording stuff about me while I'm laying my head on the pillow trying to get a good night's sleep so I can be part of the Lord's army the next day.
Exactly. Oh, saw that today, Billy. Yeah, congratulate him. That's awesome. About damn time.
I told him, I said, look, just resubmit it.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Oh, no, Pamela. She's in a bad car accident and totaled her car over the weekend.
So close, Emily.
At the beach, but close.
So close.
If she was, she probably isn't now. That's not funny.
It was too big. It might be. I can cut it
When
down.
he was you said you were in your grandson's bedroom taking a breathing treatment, and he came up and he was getting very close, moving towards you. Did he threaten you in any way?
Yes.
What did he say?
Bitch, I'll knock you out.
That's another time he said that?
Yeah. That's how we got to getting started, because he came into
he said it more than once to you?
Yes.
He said it back in February on your daughter's birthday, and then he also said it this time?
He said it when he kicked the door in that room when we got to arguing.
Okay. And he said it on your daughter's birthday or not?
Yes.
He did. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell me about, ma'am?
He's just when he gets drunk, he's out of control. He's a time bomb ticking.
I understand. Yes, you.
And
I mean, you've told me that already. Is there
a
any
time bomb ticking?
I don't know.
He's a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
Let me ask Mr. Cooper if there's anything you want me to ask Ms. Hunter, or do you just want to testify or present evidence?
I would rather just testify and present evidence.
All right. So Ms. Hunter, if you'll just go ahead and mute. Thank you so much.
Look,
and
I wouldn't mess with her. I think she could
now,
beat some ass.
There?
Yes, ma'am. Do you want me to?
And good point Ed just made there. He did say, because remember, she was like sitting next to him or something.
Yeah. Isn't she right there in the car?
Well, the judge asked if they could separate, but I'm sure she didn't move because he was just too busy over at the window smoking.
Yeah, he's got to do what he's got to do.
go back inside the building?
Well, no, if you want her to testify, that's fine. I just don't want you to tell her what to say or.
Oh, Fred.
So could she just go ahead and testify first? You may have to ask her some leading questions.
Well, I'll ask her questions if you want to hand it to her.
Interesting play. He's gonna let her testify first.
Please raise your right hand, ma'am. Your right hand? That's your left.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct?
Throw out her testimony right now. Just throw it out.
A couple of things. Yeah, he needs to stop drinking. That was the thing that she continually said over and over again. That is the truth, that he drinks way too much. I get that. But the other thing is, too, let's not forget, because we talk about this a lot. Again, the eviction process is a bitch. Getting a protection order on somebody seems like a lot easier to do. Think about it. If this protection order gets put in place, he's evicted.
It's a fix-all, man. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. All right.
My.
So, Miss, what is your name? Please tell me your name.
Adacia Hunter.
Adacia Hunter. Okay. And Miss Hunter, were you actually, maybe you weren't able to hear your mother's testimony, were you?
No.
Okay, because y'all are sharing an earpiece.
Yeah, he had an earpiece.
Okay, all right. So is Iris Hunter your mother?
Yes.
Okay. And
All right, so
do
this
you
is
and your
the
mom
daughter.
rent an apartment together?
For the last year, yes, but it was my apartment
Okay.
before then.
Okay. Are you both on the lease?
Now, yeah.
Okay. So yes. Okay.
Now.
And
Yes.
when did Mr. Cooper move in? If he did.
I think he's been staying there since.
Don't look at him for answers, okay?
Oh no, he's not there.
Oh,
He's not here.
okay.
Oh, shit.
Was it 20?
All right, that was funny. I like that.
Don't be looking at him for answers. Gotcha. Gotcha moment. Backfired on the judge.
May, late
Okay, so
May,
he's been
early
there for a
June.
while.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you ever witnessed him? Your mother has testified that he gets intoxicated and I guess things get heated sometimes. Have you witnessed?
I believe it's called crunk. I think is the proper term.
Toe up from the flow up, I believe.
Him getting intoxicated in the house?
No, doesn't get drunk in the house.
Because
Have you
outside
seen him
does.
coming back? I mean, has he been in the state of being intoxicated in the home, even if he didn't get that way in the house?
Oh, yeah, he comes back in the house.
Drunk. I mean, that's
but
just
I
as
came in the
bad.
house intoxicated. So. No,
Okay. All right.
Drunk as a skunk.
Your mother testified about at least a couple.
That'd be funny if we see him like just outside the vehicle, but right there in the window.
Drink. You see him drinking in the background somewhere. He's getting tore up. He's pissing off camera. You know, he's just like tragic. See him fighting people in the background.
Yeah, you see all that going on. Well, she's sitting there telling the judge, "I don't drink that much."
He definitely does not have a problem, Your Honor.
She was involved where he was coming into where he came into a room where she was, or she was present, and he was approaching her or getting in her face. Did you ever witness any of those?
She got up and got in his face.
When was that?
No, been a while ago. Maybe, I don't know if it was it last year? Yeah,
Okay.
like July. I think was it last year?
No,
It's been a while ago.
I don't think we're anywhere near
you,
that, but we'll go with it.
Do you remember an incident on your birthday?
Just say no, like with the date. I mean, come on, why are we?
Maybe. Maybe it was 2 months ago.
To what?
Months
On my
ago.
birthday?
Mhm. Okay.
You guys didn't get tore up on your birthday?
Have you ever heard Mr. Cooper say he's going to?
I didn't get past. Did
Sorry,
you try?
God. Sorry, it's my watch. Have you ever heard him say that he
phone
would
went
knock
off.
your mother out?
No, she's the one that's been making threats talking about shooting and killing him.
Ooh.
Right. Have you heard him say that he would hit your mom?
No.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
Keep in mind, this is the daughter of her. Take it as you will.
Mom has
Have
got
you
the
heard him
stank
say,
face
"If
too.
I was your husband, I would have whooped you a long time ago."
No.
Okay. Have you ever had to hold him back because he was lunging at her and other members of your family while he was intoxicated?
No, other than the argument they got into that one time.
She seemed like I don't know. She
But
seemed
my
pretty
brother
honest.
hit him.
Were you present for that?
Yes.
And when was
I gotta say that between the three of them, she seems to be the most credible witness so far, even though she's not good with dates.
No, she's having a time with them, but
that?
Like I said, late July, early August of last year, I believe.
Okay. And does Mr. Cooper have a gun?
yes.
He did, yes, but the police took it.
Brenda, hallelujah to that. That's awesome. Good news.
Well done. Official. I like official things.
When they served him with the TPO?
Yeah.
So they took his PPO.
All right. Is there anything else you want to tell me?
So, from my point of view, my mom, like, she's never liked any boyfriend I've ever had. She's always found something against them. She hasn't liked him for a very long time. We were friends before this. He was dating a girl that she had got into it with.
What?
And ever since then, she's been holding a grudge against him for her and the girl getting into it. For him not stepping in and saying anything.
Okay.
On their behalf, on her behalf.
An old grudge.
A lot of things my mom says is untrue. She will say things to sway her way. She's controlling. She's always tried to control me my whole life.
It's a parent's
Even down
job,
to my
kind of, but
parenting. My oldest son, she goes over me.
I'd say that she made her choice and she's testifying against her mother, basically, at this point, as a witness.
I think it's safe to say that, Creed. My mom's a lying bitch, Your Honor. I'd hate to put it that way, but it's God's honest truth, and she hates everybody.
To parent him. She's been. I got a call from my neighbor yesterday. She's been trying to get people to write things on her behalf that's not true, or that has nothing to do with her or this case.
Oh wow!
She did the same thing with my CPS case that I had.
Mom called
It's just a
CPS
whole
on her?
bunch of things that I don't feel is right, especially me being her child.
Was there, did you say there was a defects case involved surrounding this?
Not surrounding this, but somebody made false allegations stating some things for domestic violence that wasn't true, and CPS has closed the case because they didn't find anything.
We always say this, because this comes up often about, calling CPS, man. That is a whole different level when you get to that point.
I've seen it happen, even not just here on television, but in real life, I've seen it happen to people just as a way to get at people.
Some of these cases are like roller coasters, and this one is like it because right now I'm starting to think that mom's a little manipulative, like you guys are saying in the chat.
I mean, she tried to manipulate us right off the bat, Creed. Remember, she's talking about the chemo and stuff. Obviously, she's trying to manipulate us a little bit.
And she also manipulated us into thinking that there was video of the fight, which we never got to see.
Yeah, where's this fight?
Screenshots of TikToks or something of him.
And I still had the phone in my hand.
All right.
That's right. She even doubled down with that throughout the story.
I was dropping bows, Your Honor, and I still had the phone in my hand. No problem.
The phone.
Miss Iris Hunter, do you have any questions you want me to ask your daughter?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Can you ask her the argument that I'm talking about on her birthday? We were on the steps. I was on the steps. He was jumping behind her. My son, they came in from going from her birthday party, and he had lost his money. And that's when he was talking bad to me, talking about what he was going to do. That's the day.
Miss Hunter, I'm sure you heard.
Foster, thank you.
Thank you, sir. We're doing what we can.
RP.
Where your mother said, does that refresh your recollection on that day and about anything that happened?
I can call my son also.
We're not going to take testimony over the phone. So
I can call my son.
I don't remember it being my birthday.
I guess, do you remember the incident?
Him and my brother got into it, and she asserted herself in the conversation.
Ooh.
And did he threaten her at that point?
No.
Anything else, Miss Iris Hunter?
No.
Okay. All right, Miss Daisha Hunter, thank you. And can you get Mr. Cooper, please?
All right, so now it's his turn to testify about what's going on. Has your mother ever asked to take your soul from your body?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Cooper, you've already been sworn
Howdy.
in, so if you can go ahead and I guess tell me what you want to tell me about the allegations that Miss Iris Hunter's made against you.
They're completely false. And they're coming from a place of just malicious intent to deface my character. She slanders my name so bad. From having conversations with people on the phone talking about how I'm no good, how I'm this, how I'm that. From telling my own biological child, you need a stepdaddy. Like within earshot of me hearing it. Just trying to spark up some type of confrontation. She's very confrontational. So with the allegations that I can recall, it was so many. The night that me and her.
Let me ask you this. I mean, do you remember a day where you broke into the grandson's room where she was having a breathing treatment and getting in her face?
No, ma'am. So with the day that she's referring to, I was in me and Adesha's room. The kids were in their room, which she inserted herself into there, where she has a whole room. I never understood why she was in there sleeping in the beds with the babies and stuff. I never understood that. So she had just came back from Indiana. It wasn't a doctor's appointment. She just came back from Indiana. She was in a hotbed where COVID was spreading rapidly. And she was doing a lot of coughing. So I went in the room and I was like, hey, you need to cover your mouth up if you're gonna be doing all that coughing in the room with these kids. That was just me being a concerned parent. And I would think that would just be common sense. And it exploded into an argument. She telling me I can't tell her what to do. She jumped off the bed into my face. I was standing in the middle of the floor. She jumped off the bed, got in my face, cussing my name, talking all kind of crazy. So I did retaliate as far as verbal, like I was cussing her back. Like it's to a point where I just can't deal with her mouth and her attitude where we could be, not to get off topic. So yeah, that day she just went crazy in the room saying what she can do and what she will do and how little she thanks to me to calling her son on the phone for him to come from wherever he was at, because he wasn't even in the house. I actually recall her stating, oh yeah, he only tries to do this when you're not in the house. So he came, he inserted himself into the conversation, and it wasn't on no peacemaking. He was talking like he was trying to do something. So I did say to him, hey, look, bro, ain't no bum gonna tell me what I need to be doing. You don't work. And from that, he swung on me. Miss Hunter, Iris Hunter, she grabbed me, pushed me on the bed. That's how
Wow, a lot happened while you were gone.
I know. I was listening. And I got to say, he's doing a lot better than I initially thought he was going to do. You guys,
he came out with like 6 big words within like 4 sentences. And I was like, whoa, he's coming out kind of well-spoken.
Uh-huh.
I like that. And if she really, really is telling his son, you need a stepdaddy, that's effed up, man. That's real effed up.
But his explanation about, remember, she was talking about having the mask on because of the chemo, I think she had said, or something. And then
she had just got back from Cleveland as well.
Yeah. So that was a pretty good excuse. However, TK, yeah, I'm not gonna forget those videos and not gonna forget that part of it. But I will say, at this moment, it may all crumble here soon, but at this moment, not bad.
Children probably got failed on because she grabbed me and pulled me to the bed. I fought to get up because I realized I'm like, we on these kids. Well, it was the oldest boy. I fought to get up off the bed as far as like trying to push myself up. Once I did get back standing, she grabbed me again, flung me to the other bed, and her son jumped on her back trying to hit me, which I'm like, okay, so they ain't here jumping me. So, excuse, I didn't mean to laugh, but that was my mindset. Like, wow, they ain't here jumping me. So that situation ended with her staying on top of me because she a woman. I'm not trying to hurt her. I know she I think she just had her breast removed or something like that. So I'm like, I ain't trying to hurt her. You know what I mean? But she held me down long enough for her son to grab some stuff and get out the house. And he didn't return for like 2.5, 3 months. And I never retaliated. Never made any threats of retaliation. With that situation.
Have you ever threatened to knock her out?
I've never made any threats, verbal, non-verbal, body gestures, posture. I never made any threats to this woman. I've never threatened her. If anything, I've always tried to come to her from a place of understanding. Like, we just need to talk about why you don't like me so we can move forward. You are my child's grandparent.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just know it's been a long day for everybody. The video recordings that we've heard, can you tell me about those?
Yep. So I'm kind of like a podcaster, so I talk about a lot of stuff. And what I was talking about in that video, I was like, if I was Thanos and I had the Infinity Gauntlet, I would snap my fingers. And if I'm still here after I snap my fingers, I'll snap it again. Just speaking about the vile people that we have on this planet, how people are just horrible to one another. And I was speaking actually within that video, I was talking about how all these kids going missing and all kind of other stuff. So I wasn't even referring to anything in the house, but whoever sent that video.
You know what he should have said right here, and he might actually, I might have jumped the gun just a second. That some of that was taken out of context, and you didn't hear the whole story. As the only thing that could justify that. little bit, but
I mean, he did say some pretty raunchy language while he was trying to so eloquently put it that, Your Honor, there's too much hate in the world today. And you know what? I would love to just snap it all away.
So over was just trying to instigate a situation, which is very common when it comes to the lies that's been spread about me.
Okay. All right.
And that was my finger. I was snapping my fingers in that video. I wasn't.
Okay. I think you mentioned that in the video that you were snapping your fingers. All right. Miss Hunter, do you have any questions you want me to ask Mr. Cooper?
So ask him if he can't remember being on while me standing on the steps and he was trying to jump over my daughter to get to my son. He was talking about knocking me out while me and him were having side conversations, but he might have been too drunk to remember all that.
All right. I'm going to leave out the commentary on the end of that question.
I love you.
Mr. Cooper, I don't think you did talk about anything regarding Daisha Hunter's birthday. Do you recall anything about coming home or being on the steps intoxicated involving her son, trying to get to Miss Iris Hunter and threatening to get her?
That situation never happened. Like in the capacity that it was being told, that situation never happened. And if you want me to explain in detail as to what did take place, I could, but that never happened. That never happened.
I mean, you can tell me about it. I don't need to hear like every beat of it, but what happened?
So pretty much, I came in the house. Andreas said something out of the way to me. Oh, my phone is trying to actively die. So Andreas said something out of the way to me. I responded, and he jumped up as if he wanted to fight. And this is about the third time that he has tried me on that level. So I'm like, okay, we can go outside and fight. Like, you're not going to keep trying to intimidate me because you're bigger and you weigh more. And that's all that was. She ran downstairs. She was saying whatever she was saying, but I wound up just walking off. I walked away from it. So I've never even had conversations with her.
Any other questions, Ms. Cooper or Hunter?
So can you ask him why he was on? He did have a conversation with me on those steps, saying what he said, because I said he acted just like her father. And he did threaten me on those steps.
She does. She wants some golf for sure.
Do you recall saying anything to Miss Hunter about if you were her husband, or you understand why her husband left, or you would have whooped her ass if you were her husband?
That second part, negative. No, ma'am, I never said that, but I did tell her I can understand why he left because of the type of woman you are. Your confrontation.
Violent Wings, the eviction process is
way harder than getting this TPO. And it's instantaneous.
So much time involved, so much red tape, if you will, to evict somebody. This is a great way of doing it. And that is why we see that so often. And by the way, Mystic lady just said this too, and we agree that the kids it's always this way with the kids. They're the true ones that that suffer.
Oh yeah, they're suffering from this. Yeah,
absolutely, without a doubt. We saw in the video when he was so blasted, and the kids just in the background while he's in that inebriated state. Very sad. It's always the kids are always the ones that get the worst part of all of this.
Nobody can talk to you. Nobody can hold you accountable for your mistakes, your flaws, and wrongdoings. So I did say that part, but as far as me whooping her, I never said that. Just a quick background. I came up from a single parent mother. So no way in shape, form did she raise me to disrespect women. And I maintain that to the day. I don't have any domestic violence assaults, batteries, or nothing on my record. I have no violent criminal record. I've never been arrested. So no, ma'am, I never threatened her. I never threatened that lady.
Okay.
That's a good point. Everything he just said, that last bit.
Hunter, anything else, ma'am?
No.
We see people with all these different cycles, and he doesn't have any.
So, Your Honor, can I address the drinking issues?
Sure.
So when she was referring to me drinking and becoming belligerent and aggressive, that probably did happen about 2 times where it was a verbal argument going on in the house, but it was merely about cleaning the house up. And if 2 grown people gonna be in this house all day, why should me and my old lady have to put our kids in daycare? Why should we have to spend that money if it's 2 grown adults in here? So those are the 2 times that I can say I was drinking, and the conversations probably got a little out of control. But even then, I didn't threaten to assault anybody.
My old
I
lady.
didn't threaten to put my hands on anybody. I was always the one that was threatened. I was the one that got somebody put their hands on them. So when I fell down those stairs, I have a bad knee from an accident that happened as a child. My knee gave out on me.
Ooh.
It had nothing to do with alcohol. My knee gave.
Okay, and he just said that he felt. Did she say that he fell down the stairs, or that he just passed out down there?
I got the inference that he had like passed out.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, at the bottom of the stairs.
Gave out on me. So I don't know.
And that was weird. No, you can't just say just because there's 2 grown adults in there that we shouldn't have to pay for daycare.
Right, it's up to them to take. That's neither here nor
that's-
there. That's kind of like, yeah,
right.
Sure, if they wanted to be nice, yeah, maybe, but they're not their responsibility at the end of the day.
If she's truly going through all that, yeah, she's got a lot on her mind. It shouldn't.
I don't know who the other adult is. Who's the other adult?
Mom did say he fell. Yeah, I guess she might have, because I made the reference to the hot pot of beans. That makes sense.
Everything is something about alcohol. She be on the internet slandering my name, saying all I do is drink, drink, drink. When even one of her sisters say, "Girl, I drink every day. What you trying to call me a drunk?" And she justified it, saying, "No, it's different with you. You got a reason to." So I just don't understand that verbiage.
Okay. All right. Thank you both. So I am not going to extend this petition order to a 12-month order. I'm not finding that there are allegations of if they are allegations of family violence in the petition, or the threats were made towards Miss Hunter. It sounds like there's absolutely tension and some strained relationships in this situation.
To put it nicely. Strange
the
relationships.
testimony about the videos or the exhibits are not related to. I'm gonna find those aren't threats to Miss Iris Hunter. They did actually sound like they were about Marvel Infinity War movies.
That I didn't get the whole, like I said, I couldn't get the whole videos on there. It's about 20 of them. It even had statements on there.
Ma'am, I'm
Dennis.
speaking.
I'm
So,
sorry.
That's okay. So we've had a hearing, and this has actually been continued. It was continued from last week. So there's been, or Tuesday or whenever it was, there's been time to upload whatever needed to be uploaded. So I'm going to dismiss I'm not going to extend the order. I'm going to dismiss the petition, and I hope you all can resolve some of the tension. Or I know, Miss Hunter, you said you hope to move out, but I know y'all are family, and there are difficulties with family sometimes, but I hope everyone can keep it peaceful. I want to remind everyone that we are always here for you. If there are threats of violence, you can call the police, because that's an immediate situation. You can always refile if
Good
there
advice.
are incidents of violence,
Cops.
threats of violence. Just because I'm dismissing this today doesn't mean that something may not happen in the future. I hope it doesn't happen in the future, but if it does, I want you to know that we are here for you. You can refile, and the police are always available. If there's something happen immediately, you can call the police and get assistance. All right, so thank you all for your presentation and testimony today. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So when the investigating officers issued me the TPO, where's my paperwork? They gave me this because I gave them possession of my firearm just to make things even more easier. So they told me to petition to get it back. And they said all I had to do was go down to the precinct on Memorial Drive.
Wait, did he okay, so he got the order and he took it to the police for them to keep it, basically?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to surrender it, even though it's temporary. You still have to go ahead and surrender it.
At that point, so he did the right thing on that.
Right.
It was about that exactly, but I will say it was in the order that you had to surrender it. So that's why you had to do it. But you can file, there are motions you can file to get the return of your firearm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all. You are excused.
She got it right. I feel like, I feel like she got that one right, man.
I certainly agree. And Lisa, here, what you say right there is absolutely right. I believe that things would have been different if she had even one police report where there was a little bit of wording in there from the cops about what happened.
I think if the law would have got called with that skirmish that we were hearing about, that it wouldn't have been him getting arrested. It'd have been the brother of his girlfriend, the son of Mrs. Hunter, that would have probably gotten arrested. It seemed like he come at him, hit him first, and all this other stuff, just because he had said something about her coughing all over the place. Which I get that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, well, it is really.
I didn't see that coming. Did you?
I didn't, because typically we see with this judge, we've seen her stop and say, "Okay, I'm gonna step away for a few minutes, review the evidence, come out." She was like, "Are you guys any more evidence?" No. Okay, I'm gonna deny this. This is, and I think it all boiled down to also Mrs. Hunter talking about, "I'm so scared of him, Your Honor. I'm hiding in my bedroom like a prisoner." And I told him, he come up in my face again, I'm gonna bury him. I'm gonna knock the soul right out of his body. I'm gonna do like a Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna pull it out of him and show it to him. Then I'm gonna throw it away. And so I think with her acting so scared and so tough at the same time,
it didn't work out.
It
made her, it kind of poked holes in her whole story, right?
Yeah, took everything she said. Yeah.
What a roller coaster that one was. I gotta say, I'm kind of proud of the dude. He was he was way better, well spoken.
That was gonna be a disaster on his end, but he did all right.
She painted a very, very bad picture, and those carefully selected 2 shit videos that they showed certainly made him look terrible. But I will say this also. I am sure there are a few videos and a song made of some things that I've done in my past that would make me look just as bad.
Might be somewhere right now that we could bring it in if we raised $1,000, maybe. I don't know.
But man, no matter what, Grandma needs to live on her own.
Yes.
And they need to move out.
Stay out of their business.
And be on their own.
Yeah.
That's it. But man, that was a great case. Some of these cases are so intricate. And like I said, what a roller coaster. I was on Grandma's side in the beginning. Then the daughter spoke, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of all right. Grandma's kind of, and then he finally speaks. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's why you got to hear it all, Creed. You got to hear it all before you make that decision. And Paul, you oh boy, remember when they raised all that money to see that tape of Baba Booey telling that woman,
hello,
we need that kind of money to bring that in, ruin Creed for a while.
Oh, Wendlaw, you're absolutely right. Let's keep this momentum going. That's that'll work for sure. That was a great case. I actually really enjoyed that one.
That was a winner for sure.
Yeah, but the real winner will be if they can all move out and somewhat go from there. Do Me Tuesday was a success. Do Me Tuesday, I like that. All right.
Is that a picture of Flusha with no shirt on? Well then, aren't you just hot and sexy?
The TPO Tuesday Express. Wendlaw is my hero. Jules became a member.
Yeah.
We got a case channel. Love that. KH, thank you. Deborah, click. Boom. Flusha, I will go for Lisa with a big PayPal. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And Flusha.
And of course, Flusha again at the end.
David, I almost went because we had such a shitty weekend. I found, keep in mind, this very quickly, the All-Star race that went on at North Wilkesboro, you had to get into a lottery in order to get the first dibs at the tickets, you know?
The lottery.
When they first went, they're like 400 and something plus for the weekend for the shittiest tickets. Found standing room only infield tickets, $11 plus fees. And I'm like, man, this is about 8:30 in the morning. I'm only less than 90 minutes away from North Wilkesboro. I almost went Sunday. I was like, but that would have been a like a 9 a.m. till probably 2 or 3 a.m. You know, endeavor to go through all of that to get up there. But I almost did. I almost pulled the trigger. If I hadn't done 2 days in Darlington, 2 nights, you know, all within a week, 2 nights, you know, up at
I thought Cruz was going to say because his wife had been in a car accident, he didn't go.
At the casino. Oh wow, I mean, nothing I can do 3.5 hours away with that. And of course, it's the Coke 600 this weekend. So 4 races over the track and tons of stuff going on in the shop. So that's why I didn't go. I really wanted to go though. I really wanted to go. I did post on Reddit, got a bunch of traction about the $11 tickets. So people were going apeshit. They're like, man, if I lived close to that, I'm like, but anyways, they sold out pretty quickly.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
Loving Bones
had a chance. Had a chance to go and witness that. But there were some rules too, though, Mikey, that I didn't like so much. You had to get in there by 1 p.m.
Couldn't leave once you got in there.
Yeah, you couldn't leave.
Yeah.
You know,
stop the race. Creed's got to go across the track real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
Yeah, no. But anyways, yeah. All right, cool. I guess see everybody at 4:05 East Taco Tuesday.
It's a super fat Taco Tuesday. That's right. We got all kinds of stuff. Make sure you're there to see it, to believe it. And with the final word, our good friends over at this guy.
Good afternoon. I'm District Judge Herman Marable from 67th District Court here in Flint.
Come on, dumbass. Make me yell at them right in front of the damn crowd.
I miss Judge Marable.
How did you? He was so good.